Hey there and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will share the top 7 critical mistakes designers do in 2023 that can have a negative impact on their careers. I personally made a lot of these and I learned from them the hard way. But without further details, let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the first mistake designers do is that they neglect user research. And what does this mean? Well, it means that they rely too heavily on their assumptions and they know very little things about the people they're designing for. But when the PM comes with feedback from real users, they are quite surprised and they are very frustrated because they have to reiterate the whole process again. So don't underestimate the power of user research. It's a complex process, but it's very useful. So many designers think that with or without user research, the app will have the same result and will have the same look. So I believe this is false and you should take this into consideration. I did a user research. For instance, you have to design cosmetic e-commerce store for women that helps them have healthier and hydrated skin. Simple thing that you should do in order to start your user research with is to analyze the search log on Google of women for the past 3 to 6 months and see some useful insights. What I found out is that most of women look for natural ingredients when it comes to cosmetic products. They love Korean products. You should give it a look to see why these products have a major success in this industry. They look for cosmetic products based on their skin type, based on their affections, needs, based on their brands, favorite brands, and so on. So you see how a simple report from Google can save you a lot of time and can bring you a lot of useful insights on the table. Okay, moving on to the second error designers do is that they're not addressing empty states. We all address first, and the natural tendency is to address the existing clients which have historical data, and we display their metrics through huge typography and colorful charts with that ascending line, and everything looks spectacular and very good. But we're not living in a pixel perfect scenario world, and we have to deal also with new clients that created an account. What should we display to them? An empty page? No. Even on Facebook, if you just created an account, they still display you posts from popular people in your country. And when you look on Revolut, PayPal, Gumroad, Google Analytics, Shopify, and you just signed up, they still display you some hints, some insights, some actions to perform. Sometimes they give you a tour in order to on how to use the app and the most important actions that you should take. So you don't have to let the developers make design decisions on your own. You should be there for them, gather all the team together and establish what you should display to those new users. So this is a very important aspect, which can lead us to the error number 3. So the third mistake designers do, and this is more tied to the user interface, to the UI part, is that they don't use UI kits or design systems. And using design systems can bring a lot of productivity to the table, a lot of consistency, and your money, time, and energy are saved, and you can reinforce your creative process, and it's very useful. Most designers love to start clean, to have that clean start, and where they have total freedom and total control, and they see a natural progress going on. But I have 15 years of experience and I playing with the same components over and over again. And this can be very exhausting because a button is still a button and only corner radius differ with the color, the font within it. So what you should do, in my opinion, if you allow me, is to grab the components from a previous project and paste them on the components page in Figma on your current project. And you have only to change the brand color, the font, the styles. You can alter, play with them, and you see by the end of the project that you will have your time reduced and your productivity gets increased. So this is a powerful one. You should download the design system, see how it's made, and steal the components from them. A lot of them are on Figma communities. You can buy one if you want, and you should try it. Believe me, it will save you a lot of time and energy. Okay, moving on to the fourth mistake that I see a lot that I think beginners do, but even experienced designers, is that they just don't communicate enough. Most of the problems, I think over 70% of the problems, get solved through good and instant communication. What have I done a few years back? Well, I put a lot of effort into solving a task. I just spend hours, days, and even weeks. And when I hit that send button on email to send the results on all stakeholders, I get immediately a response back that says, "This is wrong. This wasn't what you're supposed to do. So you have to reiterate." Oh my God. And I was kicking and crying and yelling, and I was in pain, frustrated because I had to reiterate again. So, what you should do here is first of all ask many questions. Don't be afraid to ask. Make sure that everyone is in the loop. Make sure that information is transparent and clear. And after you get all the requirements, after that, you start the actual work. So it's quite a thing that does, but it's very powerful. And believe me, you will avoid some serious headaches. Okay, the fifth mistake designers do is they don't know how to handle criticism. This is a very sensitive subject, but I think, let's say, for instance, that you redesigned an app and you gather all the team in a meeting room. There are PMs, stakeholders, developers, project managers, and they are all looking at your interface. What you should do? Well, the natural tendency for humans is to feel appreciated, is to feel remarked and useful, and they will start digging for errors in your interface. You should stay calm, take a deep breath, and state your design decisions with solid arguments, respond with cordiality, smile, take notes, because some of their feedback might be good, and in the end it will improve the overall quality of the interface. So I think you should welcome feedback and be open and address it on the next iteration and share with them, and you will see that you will gain a lot of respect. Believe me, leave your ego at the door and start facing criticism the right way. Okay, guys, so the sixth mistake we usually do is that we look for shortcuts. I know this is a competitive field, UX design, but and the natural order in order in any career, either that you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, what you should do first is read. Read books, take courses, attend conferences, find mentors. If you are a UX designer, you should attend boot camps. These are powerful way to learn and gain a lot of insights and knowledge. And after that, you can put that into practice. You can start fictive projects. You can steal the process from an experienced UX designer and start an internship. And maybe that get hired by a company or start client work on Fiverr, for instance. So this is the natural order. You have to have a solid foundation. There are no shortcuts, and you have to strive to become the best designer you could be. This is your main aspect. This is your main concern, not money. Money is good, but you have to gain a lot of knowledge and put it into practice and be patient. And believe me, you will get there. You will end up having successful clients and not ones that throws negative feedback because you don't have a solid foundation. So take the natural course, be patient, enjoy the process. I wrote an entire article on how to start a UX design career and how to deal with criticism. If you like, I'll leave the link in the descriptions. But without further details, let's move on to the final mistake, which I've seen that a lot, even on my Instagram, especially on social media, is that many designers, and I think the ones that don't have solid foundation and love to look for shortcuts, is that they compare UI with UX design, or simply put, as you've seen before many times, UI versus UX. Well, there is no such thing. Let me put it very, very clear. UI is a subsection of UX, where UX stands is a larger umbrella that incorporates stages like empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. And UI stands for structure and appearances and colors and buttons, components, color variables, the ultimate feature in Figma, auto layout, typography, balance, and so on and so on. So it's all about composition, it's all about interface, and these two terms shouldn't be put one against another. So UI is part of UX. UI without UX is like beauty without brains. This is a saying that I love a lot. So you should take it step by step, guys. These are my top 7 critical mistakes that I've seen a lot. I hope it helped you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment if you have any questions. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.